Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Building with Fuzen. In this episode, we're building another CRM, and this CRM is going to have a special integration. At Fuzen, we use LinkedIn a lot for our lead generation. So we thought, let's build a CRM that can connect with LinkedIn so it makes it easier for us to import our leads from LinkedIn, to nurture those leads, and also to send them series of messages directly from our CRM. So that's what we are building in today's video. And in this video, we are also going to use a Chrome extension that we built for our internal use, and that Chrome extension is going to help us to connect our no-code CRM with LinkedIn. So it's really going to be useful for us internally. And we thought if we built it in public, maybe you guys could also benefit from it. So if you are also interested in building your no-code CRM and connecting that with LinkedIn, we are happy to share that extension with you. You just get in touch with us and we'll share that extension. So you can also build your no-code CRM and directly connect it with LinkedIn. I think that's enough of an introduction. Let's start building. As usual, we'll start by creating an app and then setting up its data structure. In today's video, we'll follow a very simple way to set up data structure in Fusion by using a spreadsheet integration. So first go to the database section and find the Google Sheets option. Here, you'll need to click on the import app data to sheet button. This creates an empty spreadsheet where you can add different tabs which will represent different data collections or data tables within our database. So let's create a data collection for leads, and it will have columns for name, email, phone number, industry, LinkedIn bio, status, owner, and remarks, etc. In our CRM, we'll also need to add a collection for creating and managing message sequences for nurturing these leads. So let's add a collection for that. And then let's also add a collection for message templates. It should have columns for message text, serial number, and delay. This delay is going to determine after how many days of sending the last message this particular message should be sent. And finally, there should also be a field for sequence ID. So each message template is going to belong to a messaging sequence, and each message sequence will have multiple such templates. I think this data structure looks good. So let's move on to the UI part. Here, we already have a page for dashboard. So let's add a page for lead details. Let's add a page for message sequences and another page for managing these individual message sequences. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we are going to use a Chrome extension for importing leads from LinkedIn to our CRM. So we don't need to create a lead creation form. Our Chrome extension is going to do the lead creation for us. So without going into the details of this Chrome extension, let me just show you how it works. We have developed this extension for our own internal use, so we haven't put it on the Chrome Web Store. Instead, I'm directly going to install it in my browser using the developer mode. So I open my Chrome browser, I go to the extensions button, go to the manage extensions link. Here you can see I've already enabled the developer mode, which you will also need to do if you want to load this extension directly from your laptop. Here you click on load unpacked, select the extension folder and save it. It adds this extension to your browser and you can immediately start using it. So if this extension gets added to your Chrome properly, you will see a save lead button whenever you visit someone's LinkedIn profile from this browser. And that makes it very easy to import certain user profile as leads in our CRM. So let me save my colleague Girish as a lead in our CRM. And now if I go back to the app database and I download the app data to this Google Sheet, I will see Girish's profile details are successfully imported to the CRM as a new lead, right? So this lead data should also be easily visible from our CRM dashboard. So let's go there and let's add a table to display this data. First, I will add a header on the dashboard. And then next, let's add a table block. Filter the lead data to be displayed here. Select which columns should be displayed in the table. Here I will also link the individual rows of this table to the lead details page and then save it. Then I can save the code for this page and I go to the live page. This is what the live page looks like. Now, because we have linked the individual table rows to the lead details page, whenever we click on any particular lead, it's going to take us to the lead details of that particular lead. Now, this page is blank to begin with. So let's go to the page builder and let's start adding some stuff. Now here, I'll start by adding a card and I will also give this page a header. Then I'm going to split the card body in two columns. On the left column, I'm going to add some basic lead details like name, email, bio, etc. And on the right side, I'm going to add a form to update lead status, next action, and when that next action has to be taken. So basically, we can use this form to schedule follow-ups, schedule meetings, and also to schedule other reminders. So let me just save this page, and this is what the live page looks like. Just to test it, I'm going to schedule a meeting as my next action with Girish. So let me schedule it for next week. Now that we are able to capture and manage leads, I would like to add a module for automated messaging. So let's go to the page of messaging sequences that we had created previously. Here, we'll first add a form to create messaging sequences. It's a simple form with a title and description. And I'm going to add a table to list all the sequences where each row of the table is going to be linked to the manage sequence page. So once the page is saved, let's go to the live view and let's add our first sequence. Let's click on this particular sequence. It will take us to the manage sequence page. Now this page is also blank to begin with. So I'm going to start by adding a title to this page. Then I'm going to add a form. This form will help me add message template under this particular message sequence. So each template will have a message text. It will have a serial number starting from 1 and a delay between the previous message and this message. So when any message is added, we can control the sequence by editing the serial numbers. And the delay will help us determine the gap between the two subsequent messages. Here we'll also need to add a hidden field for message sequence ID. This should correspond to the ID of the selected message sequence on this particular page. So any message template that gets created on this page is linked by default to the message sequence on this particular page, the message sequence that we had previously selected. Now let's try to save and add a test template. Now that we've added most of the UI part and also added some test data, we can go back to the database section, sync the app data to the spreadsheet so we can check if the data is getting created properly. Now that the data structure and the UI for this app looks to be in good shape, all that remains is for us to build a server side workflow which is actually going to send the automated messages. So we are going to build that backend workflow in our next video. That's right. We are making this episode a two-part affair. So in the first part and this part, we looked at building the database and the UI for our LinkedIn connected CRM. And in the next part, we're actually going to build the backend automation workflow for messaging automation. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to our channel, hit that bell icon so you get notified when the next part comes out and you get to see how the messaging automation workflow actually turns out. So hit the like button before you leave and have a good one. See you next time.